what nurtured my call to religious life, first thing is Jesus Christ in the Eucharist. When I received Jesus in my first communion, when I've met him in the first communion through the catechist, maybe I'm going to make some mistakes in my English, but the catechist, they were very good. And they, they talked to me about this best friend that I will meet, Jesus Christ in the Eucharist. And that's really what happened. So at the age of 8 or 9, it was just wow. I didn't know that I will be religious, but I knew that Jesus will be part of my life. And from that time, I never. Well, it's true. At some point, more adult, I went away from him, but he was still there in my heart. When I got back to him through circumstances, I was an actress, you might know. First, it was in a retreat that I did around 28. I really came back to that love of God in my heart, and the call to be love in our world. As Thérèse de Lisieux says, I want to be, my vocation is to love. And I said, whoa, that's my vocation too, I think. So what am I going to do? And well, long story short, at some point I really wanted to put Jesus Christ first, and I answered this call to be a religious. The example of the sisters at Villa Maria, when I studied at high school, it really impacted me. Especially Sœur Bonjour, who was a welcoming sister at the school. Like, she was just saying bonjour, and with her love, her charism of hospitality, I felt so touched. Then I encountered Sœur Marie de Lovain-Fosse. So that's when I came back to the CND. I knew them in the Villa Maria, but then when I met Marie through a circumstances after my reconversion, after that I re-choose God in my life, as I say, at the age of 28, I said, okay, it's possible to be religious and be young. I knew before entering the CND that they were CND in Cameroon. And then I said, oh, I might realize that dream that I had in my heart to go to Cameroon, to go to Africa, though. And so she connected me to Jeunes en Visitation, which was a program to help, well, to invite young women to go to do an experience in a region, either Central America or Africa, to live with and be with an experience of visitation. In Cameroon, the roots of my faith just grown up. And at the end of I stayed 6 months there before being entering the CND. And this experience was very strong because I connect with the life of faith. Because in Quebec, when you go into the churches, there were not a lot of people. And so I was like, wow, that's the faith is alive, and it's really nurtured me. At the end of that retreat that I did, I felt the Lord calling me to to enter the covenant with him. Things that are sustaining me in my commitment, right? And my life as a sister. The internovitiate experience is true. It was not only with CND, but with other religious, so-called religious, like they were in formation, like, okay, you want to, and doing the teaching of the vows together, and like reflect and share between different charism. That was so rich for me as a information process. I had the chance to live 2 chapters while I was in formation. The first one, I was about to make. We were about to make our vows, Andre and I, and I was like, "Wow, that's amazing! The congregation, the people from around the world, and like the sisters talking Japanese and Spanish and playing guitar, the different ways of living the charism, but with the color within the color of each one." That was wow. That really touched me and inspired me in my life as a sister, as I wanted to be part of, and like feeling the call to be in that family. I lived this as well, this experience of Vita Joie, we were like couple of sisters there from different culture, like with they were Brigitte at that time, Mariana. So the fact that we lived together, I was information, and it helped me to continue to nurture and to know about the CND, but not just with the perspective of North America. And I always feel myself like a bit of citizen of the world. Now I was knowing different part of the world through people, like through the sisters, and wanting to know more and to connect with them. I lived 1 year and almost 1 year and a half in Central America, and I was part of the junioras, like the in information, and I found it so powerful and so helpful as a young CND to be able to share about our time information, because at that time Andre already had done her vase or perpetual vase, and I wasn't, and so I was kind of not alone, but yeah. So I felt that it helped me to like to connect with other. The woman who came in my heart was the woman at the well. How do I view my identity as woman? It's a woman who's been freed by Jesus Christ. Some of the women in our world are not heard. We cannot hear their voice. So I view my identity uh, with the freedom, with the like to speak for the truth and speak for the freedom, and to denounce what's not right, and to be what Monsignor Romero says, voices of those who didn't have any voice.